mother.
Zaya Singleton's mother is opening up about what her little girl endured and who she entrusted her daughter to.
Eyewitness News reporter Greg Argos is live in Philadelphia's Francisville neighborhood for us tonight. Greg?
And Jessica, Yuki, good evening. Such a terrible story that's unfolded here. Zaya's biological mother says she gave custody of her daughter to a family friend since she simply did not have the means to support that young child. She never realized that so-called friend, according to investigators, would now be responsible for 4-year-old Zaya's murder.
My daughter, and I wish I didn't get her back like this.
Heartbroken and upset, 4-year-old Zaya Singleton's biological mother, Jasmine Singleton, says she never imagined the condition her daughter would be in when she was told the toddler was at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
I'm at least be able to see my baby smile. I'm at least be able to do something.
Rather, Zaya was fatally injured, dying on November 3rd from a blood infection after investigators say her guardian, 38-year-old Samaya Brown, beat and abused her for years.
You can't prepare no mind for what I walked in that room and saw. My baby face was destroyed. All she had was eyes and a head that was taped up with burns on her body. I walked in that room and walked out.
This is potentially one of the worst cases of child abuse that anyone's ever seen.
Assistant District Attorney Chesley Lightsey says the case came to her desk on October 30th. That's when Brown called 911 saying Zaya had fallen out of the second-story window here on the 1700 block of Folsom Street in Francisville.
Falling from a second-floor window simply did not match up with the injuries on Zaya's body.
Hey y'all, the story you're about to hear is about a 3-year torture of a 4-year-old child named Zaya Singleton. This story occurred in Philadelphia on October the 30th of 2019. Lace up, let's walk. This is the story of Zaya Singleton. Zaya was a 4-year-old little girl whose mom gave her to her brother's girlfriend, Samaya Brown. Her mother's name is Jasmine Singleton. Jasmine had a notarized letter written up for Samaya to receive her child because she did not have adequate housing and did not want Zaya taken by the state. Zaya was abused, in my opinion, shortly after her brother left Samaya, which is the majority of this baby's short life. No child deserves to be treated like this. So on this day, and this is your disclaimer, if you have a weak stomach or whatever, I would tell you to stop right here, because it will get graphic. So on October the 30th, Samaya called 911, stating that Zaya was playing with the cat and fell out of the second floor window. That will let you know how bad she had just beaten this child for her to have to say she fell out the second floor window. This was the last worst torture that Zaya would receive. When the paramedics got there, Samaya had Zaya in the bathtub, submerged in water. They asked Samaya when was the last time Zaya went to the doctor. Zaya had not went to the doctor since her first year of life, in 2016. Found on Zamaya's body were burns on her arms and her upper thighs. She was missing her upper lip and nose. There were visible homemade stitches on these injuries. Open puncture wounds, broken bones in her arm from being restrained in some type of way, and I'm going to believe Zaya was trying to break away from whatever it was. bite marks, and there were healing plugs in her skin and fresh bite marks. The lady had homemade stitches in this baby's mouth and head. Some of the stitch marks, and it was about six or seven, they were healing. She had already previously stitched the baby. Samelia stitched the baby. Can y'all imagine that alone? She had needle and some kind of threading substance. They said it was green. The coroner determined that Zaya's cause of death was sepsis. She had built-in infection that her body would not heal from her getting these homemade stitches from Samelia. WTF. So this monster abused this baby so badly that she would need stitches. She don't take her to the doctor. She goes and buys the needle and the thread herself and commences to stitching her. Y'all, this literally sounds like something from the movie Saw, or even worse. This beautiful, innocent baby girl endured what those adults endure on the movie Saw. My thoughts is that there was a breakup, maybe 6-7 months after the baby was given to Samelia. Because she was taking care of her while the brother was there, because she took her to the doctor in 2016. They said she had an ear infection. So I believe the baby received the wrath of a woman scorned. She did to that baby what she wanted to do but couldn't do to Jasmine Singleton's, the bio mom's brother. Now, speaking of Jasmine, she did right by the baby initially, because we always say, don't hurt the baby, give it to somebody that can care for it. But Samelia was nobody that could care for it, honestly. She had 4 children of her own. She just was a lady with a house and with her brother, but if you look at her, she does not look like a responsible person. Jasmine did not visit this baby. That's a big red flag. You did not check on your baby. According to these injuries that Zaya sustained, if she was being visited, Jasmine would at least saw one. She had injuries from the top of her head to the bottom of her legs. Once that brother was no longer there, y'all, I believe Jasmine should have retrieved her child. You didn't know this lady. You trusted her because she was with your brother. So you left your child with a monster, Jasmine. And to other parents, listen to this story. If you have to give your child away for whatever reason, temporarily, this is what Jasmine said she was doing, temporarily, visit your child. Check on your child. Lay eyes on your child. And leave the child with the intention of returning and getting your baby back. Have you ever heard this story? This was a story that hurt me to listen to, and I didn't leave out a lot of facts, but I didn't get as graphic as I could have. But just by listening, like I said, to the injuries, you can picture what poor Zaya went through. Have y'all ever heard of this story? Baby Zaya died 4 days after the police was called on November the 3rd. And Samilia the monster was given life in prison without parole. A baked potato built, low down, black and mild stained teeth helper, man. Come in some pink hearts for Zaya, in which everybody failed. Jasmine, Jasmine's brother, Jasmine's mother, they all left her there without even checking on her. Let this be a lesson. That's why I do these stories. We need to learn these lessons. I can't fuss about see something, say something because they didn't even go look to see. Try your best to be ready when you have a baby. But if life hits and you don't want the state to take your child and you see a fit adult, put in your clause on your notarized letter that you visit once a week, twice a week, or whatever you want to visit your child so you can lay eyes on your baby. Pink hearts for Zaya, y'all. Thanks for listening.